My Genius Bar appointment is at noon, I think. And the good news is I'm very close, but I've been very close for 10 minutes. The traffic up here is always really, really bad, especially at a lunch break here at a weekday. But I've already seen a couple Maseratis, Bentleys, and a black E46 M3. That's so typical to see up here in the Beechwood area. But I'm minutes away from the Apple store. I don't think there's going to be anything new in there that I haven't seen yet. What was the last big product announcement? The iPad Pro, or I guess they kind of did a new smaller 10-inch iPad, which I think I've played with, but there's nothing big in there as of now. So I'll tell them about the speaker and the battery. I don't anticipate that they'll do anything about the battery, but I do want a new phone due to the speaker, as I talked about yesterday. So if I can find anywhere to park at this ridiculous shopping center here, then I'll be in there in about 2 minutes. There's that M3 I was talking about. I found it. So it's 12:45. It took a while, but we have a new phone that is now restoring from backup, and will likely take the majority of the afternoon to do so. So seemingly a success. They ran an audio test on the phone. It said failed, issues found. Then they ran a whole hardware test, which it passed, including the battery. She cleaned stuff out of the microphone ports and said that must have been causing the speaker issue. I'm not sure how stuff in a microphone port would cause the speaker to be really quiet, but maybe that is the case. But they did give me a new phone anyways, so thank you, Apple, and now I'll get to wait for it to restore. So it's 4:52. If you guys remember, my Apple appointment was at noon. We are still syncing. There was about maybe 45 minutes of dead zone in there, but it's still going. It got all the apps on there, it got all the pictures on there largely without issues. For some reason, none of my email passwords moved, so I had to relog into all my mail, and then it won't take the Kent State University email. It says when I go to log in through Google, you know, you click new mail account and then Google, for it uses Google Apps, I don't know what it's called. You log in like it's a Google account, even though it's an @kent.edu account. And then it just says 404. So maybe Kent State University mail no longer works on iPhones. I don't know. I do not have the patience to go and figure out if we have a support group or not for that. I don't know. I don't care. I guess I'll just do it on the Mac now. Anyways, those are kind of the issues. We don't have any of my Apple Wallet credit cards either. I thought that stuff backed up. They're secured backups. Maybe they're not, but I have to go re-enroll a bunch of credit cards now too. But the real issue was the fact that syncing this phone deleted my whole iTunes library, which is kind of a weird feature when you get a new phone, that it just deletes all your music. I watched it go through and sync like one of 3,400 songs, 2, 3, 4, and it went pretty quickly. It did 3,400 songs in about an hour. But none of them are there. The playlists are empty. It deleted them as it synced it. So kind of a new feature from Apple there. It deletes your music as you sync it, so you just don't have it anymore. It helps free your hard drive. So I had to restore 5 files from a time machine backup at home. I just went home in between classes. I had 20 minutes there to sit down, eat a sandwich, and turn around and go back. It was an hour. If you can't tell, it's another just awful day at Kent State University, but it was an hour home for 10 miles. It's 10.1 miles, an hour there, an hour at home, and I'm figuring an hour back, and I have class now in 40 minutes. So hopefully I don't miss that. The whole downtown area is gridlocked. They had areas shut down, sitting through multiple light changes. Total disaster. The more construction they do to alleviate traffic, the worse it gets. Back into the Apple thing. Restored the files, got my music back. I didn't freak out because this is why I keep time machine backups. None of this stuff is really stable enough that I trust anything Apple makes to hold data that I hold important to me. So for some reason I do trust their backups. I trust Time Machine. That's something that was done in the Steve Jobs era, and it was done right. And that's the stuff that works. So got the music restored, and now it's syncing 3,400 songs again. I don't know if it's going to delete it this time too, but we'll find out in a little less than an hour. So I'm going to go to my 3-hour night class now and learn about some shit that I don't care about, and then go home and go to bed and get ready to do it all again tomorrow. Looks like somebody's hood Bowden cable broke and they had to saw the grill out to get to it. Shout out to you, Kenan. Let's get that cable fixed before you have to do that. That guy's got an unhappy mirror and no xenons either. Dickard. It's an M6. That's the one I've seen at Lyric Motorsport. E63 or 4, black M6. His license plate is like GPO 40. Prick. Good Wednesday, it's 1:11 a.m. I am exhausted, it's time for bed. I went to class tonight. It was pretty awful, actually. The air conditioning's been stuck on full blast for over a week in that room. It was 59 degrees. And there it was 92 or 91 today, the ambient temperature. I went in shorts and a t-shirt, had the AC blasting, windows up. I got there, it was miserable walking to class. I walked in the business building, it felt good. It was 72, 73 degrees. Walked into room number 200, the lecture hall, 59. The thermostat was set to 90, but still pumping ice cold air. It's miserable. He let us out about a half hour early, thank God. I got in the car, I used my heated seat when it was 89 degrees. Came back here, Roswell and Sabrina came over, we hung out for a bit. Her car's got some clunks on the front end, so we kind of diagnosed that as a motor mount and some very loose front control arm bushings or something major up there. So we're going to get it off the ground this weekend and figure out what the heck's going on. But I'm dead. It's 1:12. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to get through some emails. Hopefully get this vlog up. If I fall asleep before then, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have class tomorrow until 5:30, so we'll have a day to maybe mow a yard or do some housework. But I'm calling it quits for tonight. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow on iPhone 7 day, the 7th of June, 2016. 7th of June. Boy, I wish. 7th of September, 2016. Good night.